What if the promised land is not in the Middle East but in the United States? Someone asked me for a summary of the locations I found thus far, so here it is. If you want a visual reference, there's a link to a map that I'm working on in my bio. The Great Salt Lake is the Dead Sea. Lake Utah is the Sea of Galilee. The Jordan River in Utah is the Jordan River. Salt Lake City is Jerusalem. The temple in Salt Lake is Temple Mound. Kidron Valley was City Creek. The remains of the cross and the tomb are at Gilgal Sculpture Park in Salt Lake City. Mount of Olives is to the east of that. The Pool of Bethesda is the warm springs on the north side of Salt Lake. Mount Nebo is Mount Nebo in Utah. Jericho is Jericho in Utah. Mount Sinai is Smoky Mountain in southern Utah. Damascus is near Rock Springs on Highway 80. Highway 15 is the way the Israelites wanted to go out of Egypt, but they couldn't. They had to go around. Tower of Babel is in Banff State Park in Canada. Hanging Gardens were in Glacier National Park at the Garden Wall. Nineveh was also up in there. Garden of Eden is most likely in the Yellowstone Park area. Mississippi is the Euphrates. The Missouri is the Tigris. The Colorado is equivalent to the Nile, though the Nile doesn't actually exist in scripture. The word Nile just means river, but that's the Colorado area. Valley of the Rephaim is the Grand Canyon. Red Sea, Reed Sea, Nile is the Colorado down into what used to be the Red Sea there in California. The Great Western Sea, or the Hinder Sea, which is the equivalent to the Mediterranean, used to be in the Great Basin, and it's since been drained and dried up. The place where Samson killed the Philistines and God made a miraculous spring for him is in Lehi, Utah, on the north side of the lake. The cave he hid in is 10 miles to the east. Zion is Zion National Park. David City is Springdale area there. Mountains of Megiddo and Travelers Valley are just north of Lehi on Highway 15. Kings Highway is Highway 191. Eloth and Esion Gerber is kind of at the corner of Utah, Colorado, Nevada, and New Mexico, right? Yeah, down there. The crossing of the Israelites out of Egypt was up there kind of by Overton Arm. Up there by where St. Thomas used to be. Mount Carmel is down there a little bit east to Zion National Park. The giant tree that all the other trees of Eden were jealous of and that nations lived under, and what else does it say about it? Anyway, that is the Devil's Tower. And then Land of Nod is most likely the Badlands up there. Susa is up in Alberta. Tarsus, where Paul was from, is in Idaho, as well as it seems that's where the Roman Empire started. There's 7 mountains and Devil's Mountain up there as well. Siddim Valley and Sodom and Gomorrah are up on the northeast side of the Great Salt Lake, where the tar pits are. I'm still working on Bethlehem, but it's somewhere between Salt Lake City and the Grand Canyon. It could be up in Ogden, but I don't think so. I don't know. I'm still working on that. Gihon River would be the Platte River. Still working on Noah's Ark, but yes, it's most likely that he built it in the Florida area because that's where gopher wood grows. And since we've pinpointed the Tower of Babel, which was in Shinar, we know that where the Ark landed was within a 2 days walk of Shinar. So the Ark is somewhere up north in Canada. Never expected that one. Okay, there's more, but that's all I can remember off the top of my head. There's a link in my bio that goes to the Google map I'm working on filling out with all the locations that I know about so far. Some of the pins have info in them. If you click on them, the reference scriptures and stuff are in there. And if you're new and this is the first one of my videos you're seeing, don't come after me in the comments till you go get some context for what I'm talking about. I've got more videos on the topic. All these locations are found by using the Bible explicitly, and then, you know, confirming with historical record and other things like that. But this is all biblical, so go watch a few other videos before you attack me in the comments. Love y'all.